we take you to Kentucky's past. In the 1880s, Kentucky was still in a recovery from the Civil War. Divisions and tensions still lingered, and loyalties were strong. Renegades and mobs sought vigilante justice. But our story focuses on Ashland. Ashland, Kentucky, in the 1880s, had a population of 3,280. It was a peaceful, thriving city on the banks of the Ohio River, producing ironworks and using the river for transportation. It set the scene for a beautiful town. The community was happy, connected, and little concern was given to crime and violence. But our story begins on Christmas Eve in 1881. The Gibbs family lived on Geiger's Addition in the eastern part of Ashland. There was Martha, who was married to John Gibbs. Their children that lived in the house were Robert, 17, Fanny, 14, and Sterling, 11. This family knew heartaches. When Robert was 7, he lost his leg in a rail car accident. 1 year prior, they had lost a sibling and a son, Harry. And to add to all this, John Gibbs often left the family for extended periods of time. At this time of our story, John had been gone for a time. With his father gone, Robert stepped up and provided for his family and worked at the Norton Iron Works. He was a well-respected young man in the community. On Friday, December 23rd, Martha and Sterling planned to go to Ironton, Ohio, to visit Martha's older married daughter. She had asked the neighbor, Caroline Thomas, if her daughter, Emma Carrico, could stay the night with Fanny. This part of the day went as planned. Martha heads north. At 6 p.m., Emma kissed her mother goodbye and headed to the Gibbs place and stayed with Fanny. Then Robert came home after work around 8:30. Christmas Eve would arrive the next day. At 4:30 a.m., Miss Thomas woke to stoke the fire. She saw a lamp burning in the Gibbs house and thought it was a bit early for the kids to be up. So she stepped outside to get a better look. And when she was on the porch, she saw that it wasn't a lamp, but it was flames coming out of the window. She ran to the house screaming, "Fire!" When she got there, she couldn't get in the front door, so she moved to the side door, which was unlocked. All this time, she was yelling, "Emma! Emma! Robert! Fanny! Emma!" There was no response. She opened the side door, but was forced back by the waves of smoke. With all the commotion, the neighbors began to wake. They ran to assist in any way. Joseph Arthur was the first to arrive. And as more neighbors showed up, one shouted, "Grab the buckets! Form a line!" They formed a bucket brigade to fight the fire, passing water to each other, trying to abate the fire as quickly as possible. Caroline was frantic. A neighbor, George Faulkner, tried to understand her panic. She told him, "Emma, Emma, she's in there. The Gibbs kids are in there." Upon this realization, Faulkner rushed to the house. He first broke a window to try and see if Robbie was there, but he couldn't feel him inside. He then went to another window, broke it out with an axe, and he could see one of the girls on the floor. Faulkner was sickened by what he saw. J.W. House came to help and reached into the house and was able to pull Emma's body out. He went in next, and among the smoke, he was able to find Fanny Gibbs' body on the bed covered in burning clothes. He carried her out the side window. Fighting his exhaustion, he got his breath, and House rushed back in to fight the flames and smoke again. He searched in panic and found Robbie's body and was able to drag him to the porch. Out of the house, a large group had formed and was now battling the fire. Another panic rose again for young Sterling, but by the time they realized he wasn't there, the fire had caught such a blaze they couldn't get in, even if they wanted to. The sun began to rise in the east, and the horror of the scene lay before the eyes of the people of Ashland. It seemed the whole town had gathered to see the heartbreaking scene. Caroline Thomas could not be comforted. People were sickened by what they saw, and those who helped were exhausted. It is always a tragedy when innocent children die. The families mourn, the friends mourn, and the entire community mourns. As the light grew on the morning, realizations and whispers began to grow like the flames of the fire. Whispers of arson, whispers of murder. This is only the beginning of the Ashland Tragedy. The information for this video was gathered from Joe Castle's book, The Ashland Tragedy, which you can buy in the links in the description. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button for the latest content from the Kentucky History Channel. Visit our website for even more Kentucky history. Hit the links in the description to follow us and listen to the Kentucky History Podcast. Support the channel at patreon.com/kyhistorypod or paypal.me/KentuckyHistory. A special thanks to our patrons, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.